Hi Libra, welcome to my Food Mama intuitive reading. This is your reading for the week ahead. What is my hair doing right now? um, Thanks for being here. It's been a while, so I'm excited to read for you. And that's all. We'll get started. If you want to enter to win a free reading, you can put free reading in the comments, and I'll announce the winner on 6/6. You can book a personal with me on my Etsy, and you can join my Patreon. It's $5.55 a month, and it's free for the first week. So let's go. Thank you for being here. I'm actually not going to use this deck. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, Spirit, please protect this reading. Send any negative energy back to sender transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please bless this reading with clarity and concise messages. Mother Mary, please bring compassion to this reading. Kali, please cut any energetic cords tying us to karmic past. Karmics? Huh, that's funny. That's something. Thank you. Amen, amen. So mote it be. Queen of Swords. You are. So at the heart of your energy, it's definitely looking at things clearly, seeing things clearly, and being willing to cut anything out that isn't resonating with your current life or thought process. Five of Wands. You might have been dealing with some drama or some drains on your energy, being pulled in different directions. Wondering who you're going to work with. Yeah, that's something. The Magician reverse in your toolbox. That's also interesting. I feel like you might be in a mentality, or you might have been in a mentality where you are just kind of letting things happen to you. You're not really actively manifesting. You're just kind of in the flow, seeing where spirit is taking you. In the recent past, Five of Swords, particularly because you know that your mind hasn't really been as clear or as focused as you'd like for it to be. These messages from spirits, these could be what, flying monkeys, that's the term, right? I want to make sure that, I'm sorry, I'm moving my mic because it's wiggling all around. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. Okay, sorry about that. And then this guy's shadow is in the background, screaming into the void or into the abyss or into the light. Into the light. The Five of Swords is ruled by Aquarius energy. So you may have been dealing with an Aquarius in the past, or something happened in Aquarius season, February, that gave you anxiety in some way, shape, or form. Three of Swords reversed. You're still heartbroken from whatever this is, but you're you haven't yet done the work of gluing the pieces back together. I think that's why you're sort of in this flow state right now. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're just getting to a point where you're stable, where you can work on your legacy, including what it is that you leave in terms of tradition or lessons for the people around you, for your family, potentially for your kids. Although there's no kids in this reading. Other people see you as focused on your work. Your work, though, does seem to be spiritually oriented in some way, shape, or form, and it could very well just be the work of healing, with the green candle here indicating the heart chakra. You're healing your divine feminine as well, something about your receptivity. Queen of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah. How do you see yourself or this situation? Judgment reversed. That's interesting. You see yourself as stuck, not being able to shed this old skin, not being able to step into a new life. You're not really giving yourself grace either. You might be being really hard on yourself for what occurred. whether or not it was your fault, like you're still blaming yourself. You may like be the kind of person who sort of takes too much accountability. um Especially if you believe in manifestation, you might like ascribe to the belief that we come here to learn karmic lessons on earth and that our soul chose this path. But beware of like spiritually gaslighting yourself, because the ego needs its space as well, and it's I'm hearing due diligence. We need to do due diligence in tending to our egos, because it's how we connect with one another. So there's something here where like you may have spiritually, or like with the Five of Wands, been able to sort of circumvent having to deal with this in your ego space. Like spiritually, you've dealt with it, artistically, even in your mind, or like cooperatively with others, or even at work. But in your ego space, this still needs to be addressed. Something about the way this comes across through your ego is telling me that it's still wounded, and that is where we integrate, right? In the 3D, the ego is the expression of what's within in our 3D reality. It may be part of like the matrix, or just the most superficial expression of the virtual space that is our like decision making, thought processes, experiences, like culminating into a persona, but it's still a part of us. Yeah, that's interesting. The Three of Cups, your hopes. So you're hoping for like your soul tribe, a sisterhood or a brotherhood, or however you ascribe to that. You might be looking for like a coven as well, people who ascribe to your belief system. Fears, Six of Cups. You fear the repeat of a cycle. You fear like being haunted by the past. Oh, this Five of Swords with this card here in your fears position is telling me you did something or said something and you're like, God, why did I say that? Or whoever you're dealing with did. Why did I say that? I don't know, like the one that got away, or that kind of vibe. Like you fear the past will haunt you. Advice: the Four of Wands reversed. Don't get carried away in your celebrations with others. Like what I'm hearing is to use like your time when you're out in connecting with others to explore your ego, to be mindful of your ego. So what is your ego doing? What does it want? What does it need? How is it acting? What are those base and gross desires? Like just passively observe it. You don't have to act on those things or indulge your ego, but just notice it and give it its due, give it its attention. And I'm hearing like the more you notice it and see it and give it love, the more this heart space will start to mend and heal. And also the more grounded you become in this Four of Pentacles energy. Of course, that means working through your enoughness, right? Five of Pentacles. And this is like an integration of the shadow aspects of your ego. Yeah, with the Five of Swords here. You're mastering this. And it's a tough thing to master, especially if you've done your spiritual work, you've done your like mental recalibration, you've gone to therapy or something, like you're financially like doing all right, you're finally stable. It's a tough thing to like kind of get up to what feels like a high level, only to realize like there are no levels, right? There's no ladder from up to down. There's just all the parts of us and all the love. And it's hard to go back into the ego space, because at least for me, like, I feel like it can be kind of scary to want to sort of re-enter the matrix in that way, by like the ego wants us to identify with it, right? Like that's the sort of trap of being a soul in a, like a spiritual soul in a human body sometimes, because the ego also maintains our gross based desires. And I don't mean gross as in disgusting, I mean gross as in like material. um hmm okay, what's the outcome? Seven of Pentacles reversed, the Star, okay, the Two of Cups. Oh, that's like really sweet. The Seven of Pentacles reverse means you feel like everything you've been working towards is just for nothing. And it might be because integrating your ego allows you to sort of see that, like, it doesn't matter how much you do personally if you're not surrounded by good company, right? I don't know. This might be a value of yours that you're discovering. It's not for everybody. Some people really love to be alone. Some people prefer that. But to me, it seems like if you have been alone and you've been sort of like this Queen of Swords energy, cutting people out, keeping up high walls, maintaining your clarity of mind, body, spirit, um, something's still been nagging at you. And once you go through this sort of ego space, like I think it will surprise you to admit the simplicity of a basic desire for a connection in which somebody understands you and you understand them, like in which you speak somebody's love language and they speak yours. And it seems with the Star here, it's standing out to me like as this almost childish, like romanticized thing. But we all come from the stuff of stars, I'm being told to tell you. We're all enlivened by the photons that are pushed or in solar flares out of our sun onto the planet, you know? Um, Childish. I don't know. It seems to me, I'm being drawn to tell you, like, it's as unlikely to believe that a sun would form in a galaxy like close enough and far away enough to an earth where like life would form because of it, you know? Like miracles happen every day, all day, to all kinds of people all over the world. um and this is your miracle, the Two of Cups. And I think you um don't want to admit it yet, or like you're getting to a point where you can, because your ego is like, no, that's stupid. It's like your ego is like, it can't be that simple. Like, that's why you need to do this integration. That's why the Six of Cups is here. Yeah, there's this inner child that needs you to like be there for it. You want somebody loyal and like steadfast, like this puppy. And I'm not saying you want a partner who's like a puppy, but there's like a part of you who maybe as a kid you had a dog and there was just this extreme bond of friendship and happiness. The Two of Cups does not have to be romantic. Um, although it is, I frequently interpret it as that, and it frequently is. Although you do have the Four of Wands reversed underneath that. Hope, fears, and advice. Four of Wands reversed can also talk about like the Four of Wands upright is marriage, right? And the Two of Cups can talk about the alchemical marriage, like in the Rosicrucian traditions, the alchemical marriage of the divine masculine and feminine, or the left and right hand paths within us. Um, I think also the like apex, like what is the word I'm looking for? Optimum functioning of like the pineal gland and the hypothalamus gland. Um, she might be doing some sort of like clearing, cleansing, like drinking water. I'm hearing chop wood, carry water. You might just be sort of getting back to basics. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, getting back to basics. And one of these basic elements in your sort of identity structure is this inner child aspect of you that just wants somebody to see you. Yeah. And I think you're just, yeah, you're just getting to a point of integrating where you're like, really? That's what all this is about? Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you're just a little bit put off by it. You're like, ugh. What else? What else? Seven of Wands reverse. Put your walls down for this. Spirit saying, let it in. You're protected. Also, if you keep your walls up, right? And your walls are here, no doubt. Your walls are interesting though, because you're an air element. So it's not really like you built a wall. It's more like you climbed to the top of a mountain where the air was super thin, and because you're the element of air, you were like, I'm good here. Nobody else can reach me. Like, unless they can breathe my freaking air, right? And you haven't found anybody yet who can, or rather, nobody has found you. Then again, they haven't really gone looking, because who goes looking at the top of a mountain to find their significant other? But I think that's exactly your point here. You're like, anybody who's gonna like be this Two of Cups for me, whether it be, lover or friend, or even a family member, they're gonna meet me in my element. And it's gonna be not from me going out of my way, manifesting, affirming, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be like divine destiny or something, divine intervention. But with the Seven of Wands reverse, Spirit was telling me, that's where we were going. Spirit was telling me, it's not like you have walls to put down necessarily. Why doesn't this want to come out, this message? It does and it doesn't. It's like floating around, like trying to tell me. You might have a spirit guide trying to talk to you, who like the messages aren't getting through. You're kind of like resistant, like this dude. Oh, what's this card? Oh my god, the Hierophant fell out. Okay, get in tune with your guides. Wow, get in tune with your guides. Your guides have something to say. Ground your energy, especially your spiritual energy. I think that's what this is. You don't really have your walls up. You're just sort of in a place where, if what you want is like just a Two of Cups connection, and I don't mean that in like just a Two of Cups connection, but I feel like that's sort of your perspective on it right now. Um, or your ego's perspective of it, anyways. If you want a Two of Cups connection, you gotta sort of like get grounded, right? The Hierophant, this guy's on his own. He's chilling. He's receptive to spiritual energy. He's not holding hands with a loved one like in this Four of Wands energy in some sort of like mystical Burning Man tent somewhere. He's like on top of a mountain like the Queen of Swords, just chilling with the divine. And it's almost like you got there. And with the Queen of Swords, your divine feminine was like, yeah, but um I also have this ego. I also have this persona. I also have this physical body. I also have these human needs. Like, I'm not just a spirit. Like, I've done so much of this spiritual work. That's why this Judgment card is reversed. You're like, Eight of Pentacles, get me back to reality for a little while so that I can just experience connection with other human beings, see and be seen, and feel the exchange of like that beautiful, again, gross matter is coming through, like material, like human interaction. Yeah, that's why the Seven of Wands is reversed here. It's like you're not worried about being protected right now, because you're protected regardless. Spirit's bringing you what's meant for you, so you want to jump into the fray and like fully ground the spiritual, sort of like elevated, lofty stuff, mental as well, into your everyday, into the mundane. And that's really lovely. That's the whole premise of like the concept of um yoga. Yoga means to yoke the spirit to the body, right? Um I mean, it's also, I think, the premise of most spiritual practices is like to give us perspectives out of our egos most of the time. But I think it's very often overlooked that the reintegration back into society um, is necessary. At the end of the hero's journey, Joseph Campbell, a scholar of Carl Jung, the guy who like created the hero's journey, the whole phrase, the hero's journey, right? The all the steps, the 12 steps, Joseph Campbell. Um, he says that it is essential that the hero reintegrates back into society, because a hero who like goes on his hero's journey, goes to some lofty place and then never comes back to reintegrate into society is lost. He's insane, because he's seen things that he can't explain or that are not relevant to the like collective narrative. There's a necessity for bringing the experience back to the collective, and that's what you're in the process of doing right now by reintroducing yourself into the collective. This is a really cool reading. Justice. That's you, Libra. Four of Swords reversed. Divine justice. Like, this is you experiencing both sides and seeing with absolute clarity the necessity of both, and allowing spirit to carry you. But also, I'm being drawn, just as a sort of final like closing message here, to tell you that while you're in this magician reverse energy, letting spirit carry you, you know, the next thing in the whole balancing act that we have going on here in this like overcoming duality like reading, which is so cool. um if you're not deciding now, you will be called to decide, right? It's just sort of natural. So you may have a decision to make coming up. And I think it has to do with the star. What is it that you desire? And be honest with yourself. All right, Libra, cool. This was your reading. So let me know if it resonated. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.